I'm Inspector Kevin Kelly and I'm the operational lead for wildlife crime in North Yorkshire Police. The journey for me started from a young age before policing really. Never kind of anticipated that I'd be a wildlife crime enforcer per se, but I've always had an affinity towards animals. I was always kind of, doing kind of crazy things as a kid in respect to, like, I'd turn up with stray dogs, I'd find dogs on the street and bring them home and, drive my mum or my dad nuts. And I used to save up my paper round money, and the fair used to come to town. I'd save my money and buy the goldfish and rehome them, from the hooker duck. Policing's always been a big thing, again, because of my upbringing. There was a stark difference between right and wrong, and I kind of merged towards the right side of things to do in life, and then went across to policing when I was 22 years old, and straight away I saw a gap in the market effectively for something that I was really passionate about, and one of my first jobs was an animal welfare type job. And the cops just didn't seem to it wasn't normal kind of business. It was for the charities to deal with. But I saw further than that, and I saw, dangerous people doing bad things to animals. That can also kind of transpire across to wives, children, and the people who mistreat animals are the people who mistreat people, and that whet my passion for it. When I started taking direct responsibility for wildlife crime in North Yorkshire, we had 8 wildlife crime officers. We've now got 42. What I've done is I've identified those people that were like me, that have the same feelings as me across the force. And now it's not just police officers. We've got PCSOs, we've got volunteers, special constables, specialist crime scene investigators. And my opinion is anybody who wants to make a difference in the wildlife crime world, we'll take the time to train you up, and that goes to show because we've got 42 officers now. We've always got a wildlife crime officer on duty, so we're never going to miss an opportunity to save a life.
If you could describe him, he's just a different, he's from a different mould. He's a police officer that if you were joining as a young cop, you'd want to be like him because he's so driven in whatever he does. We've proper brought to the fore wildlife crime. A lot of unreported incidents that would have been unreported 3 or 4 years ago are becoming reported and investigated thoroughly.
And I think for him is animals can't help themselves, animals can't pick up the phone and ask for help. And Kevin just likes to be there, to be able to be that help.
I want people to be as passionate as I am. I get that not everybody's probably going to be doing it on the days off and sat in the Batman onesie doing wildlife crime work, but I get really inspired working with my colleagues and seeing their enthusiasm for it. When I look back at where I was when I first started to where I am now, I don't ever think I could have dreamt being sat here as an operational inspector with the responsibility for wildlife crime in my force.